actually went like suspended.
I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on, Ian. People deluded. I'm back again. First things first. Happy Friday, folks. Hope you're doing well and blessed. Hope you're having a great week. Hope you and your loved ones are in great health. Please do me a favor. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, subscribe, turn on your notification bells, and don't forget the like button. Don't forget to comment any thoughts that you guys have throughout the course of this video. As I said, I hope you're doing well and safe. Now, allegedly, Timber and Declan Rice will be announced today, Friday. Where have we heard that before? Whether that will actually happen is a completely different thing. But let's see what the latest headlines are saying, people. Again, apparently Rice to Arsenal hint dropped by Moyes as West Ham given perfect reason to make quick sale. Allegedly, West Ham manager David Moyes has suggested that Arsenal are closing in on signing midfielder Declan Rice despite claiming to be in the dark over the transfer. I mean, if he's agreed personal terms, had a medical, and we've agreed the framework with West Ham in relation to his £105 million deal, you would imagine that we're getting closer, really. But until it's signed on the dotted line, to us fans, who knows? I think it's personally the calm before the storm. But until it's confirmed, all options are on the table. Apparently, Sky Germany have reported that Rice's move to Arsenal will be completed on Friday today, with Mikel Arteta's side set to pay a record club fee of 120 million, including potential bonuses for the 24-year-old. The Emirates side are expected to pay 105 million up front for the player. I don't know if that's right, but that's the first I've heard that it goes all the way up to 120. But for what it's worth, it would conclude a saga that has run since January, and Moyes admits it would be a welcome relief for both clubs. You're right there. Allegedly, David Moyes specifically has said, until it's done, we can't plan anything really. We'll have to wait to see what happens. Everyone knows the situation. We're waiting for something to happen. Well, you know, maybe if you didn't try and put Arsenal versus City against each other, didn't try and play hardball over Declan Rice, I mean, it will work 99.9% of the time. This is the one time it didn't. Maybe you wouldn't be in this position, you know. With the greatest of respect to West Ham and their fans, specifically where the boardroom's concerned, F them, really and truly. This is your business, really. You shouldn't have been delaying, whether you're going to get Paulinho, Ward-Prowse, or whatever they're planning pre-Declan Rice. And even if Declan Rice was to have stayed in an alternative universe, just in terms of improving the squad and having not been in a relegation fight, you know, big up West Ham for winning the Conference League and things like that. But they won more games in that competition than the Premier League, and that glossed over, which was a poor 38-game campaign, which I'm sure David Moyes, definitely the fans and everyone concerned with West Ham doesn't want. I'm sure Arsenal would want this off wrapped up a lot sooner, but it is what it is. If it's allegedly with our lawyers, they should take as long as required to read through the fine print and make sure there's no holes or gaps or anything that could come back to bite us. But David Moyes, for what it's worth, he's right with that. I don't think we can replace Declan exactly like for like, but we'll add to the squad as time goes on. We won't give you any names on what we're going to do. I've been listening to Sky and taking in the news from Sky. You seem to know more about it than me and getting the news quicker than I'm getting. Big up David Moyes, the veteran. He's gonna always play quite coy on that, really and truly. Once again, allegedly, Arsenal are working towards completing their move for Declan Rice in time for the start of our America tour. The team flies on Sunday. Allegedly, there's some reports that he will post a goodbye video to West Ham fans today, and you'd imagine simultaneously announce his Arsenal move. Apparently, he's back in the United Kingdom following a short trip to Portugal, where you've seen him train with Bruno Fernandes, Rafa Leao, and a couple of other players, people. Apparently, the long-running Declan Rice saga reaches its climax today, so Arsenal fans can stop melting down on social media. Us melting down. Boy, apparently he's filmed his announcement video, and as soon as the first 33.3 million arrives in West Ham's bank account, he can be released from his Hammers contract. Time to move on. Fair enough where that's concerned. I'm actually trying to find something specifically. Once again, Sky Germany has said Declan Rice and Arsenal today. The transfer will be finalized. Last paperwork's are ready to sign. It will be 100% done this Friday. Rice, he's a new Arsenal player of today. Understand it's a total package of up to 120 million with possible add-ons included. I mean, if he does the job, who cares about the price tag? You know, Arteta has learned from Pep Guardiola and learned from Arsene Wenger. He hasn't shedded any light on both Timber or Declan Rice, at least to us fans. He said himself, I don't know at the moment. We are working with a group of players that are here. We have nothing to announce yet, really. Once again, Rice apparently will be an Arsenal player today. The final paperwork is ready to be signed. It will 100% be done today. Again, Sky Sports has said West Ham giving promise by the Gunners that Declan Rice paperwork to be finalized on Friday. You know what they say, promises are comfort to a fool. But allegedly, Declan Rice and Timber are set to take Arsenal summer spending beyond 200 million. but paperwork delayed, frustrating West Ham. Both Timber and Rice could sign before club departs for US tour on Sunday. As you know, we've signed Kai Havertz for 65 million, and we saw him get 45 minutes, I believe, obviously against Nuremberg yesterday. Big up everyone that was part of that watch along. West Ham have been promised the paperwork for the transfer of Declan Rice will be signed and delivered on Friday. The £105 million deal was agreed 8 days ago, but it has not yet been signed yet, with Sky Sports News reporting early this week that West Ham are becoming increasingly frustrated by the delay. The hold-up is being caused by delays with paperwork being drawn up by Arsenal's lawyers. Take your time. Again, let's make sure the paperwork is airtight. Every I has been dotted, T has been crossed, and there's no gaps that could come back to bite us. As we know, Declan Rice will become the highest, where transfer fees are concerned, Arsenal club record, and a club record for a British player. As far as West Ham are aware, Rice has passed his Arsenal medical. He has been training on holiday in Portugal. Once again, we're hopeful of completing him in time for us to fly out to America on Sunday. The deal is allegedly broken down to an initial payment of 100 million with 5 million add-ons, and obviously that will eclipse the fee we've spent on Nicolas Pepe. Let's hope Declan Rice fares a lot better in an Arsenal shirt than Pepe, although Pepe did win a trophy. It's not like Ndombele over there at Spurs. Arsenal are also expected to confirm the signing of Timber, who has completed his medical ahead of a £38 million transfer from Ajax, and the paperwork is being finalised on a long-term deal. Allegedly, where Timber's concerned, will pay £34 million up front. The remainder will be made up of add-ons, people. He's been signed as a right back, so that's direct competition for Benjamin White. Obviously, him and Benjamin White can play centre half. When you throw in Tomiyasu as well, and you just look at our defensive players, we do look a bit better. Kyrgios is getting better and better. Needs a long time to improve, but he's getting better. We need defensive aspects, really, improve defensive prospects, and have to be able to cope with injuries and the aspect of injuries in a long season, really. And if Declan Rice can obviously enhance the system, for example, but the Tomiyasus, the Timbers, the Benjamin Whites, whoever finds themselves on the periphery of the starting 11, it's about making sure our starting 11, if there is injuries or suspensions or loss of form, or Arteta wants to try things, we don't see them gaps which we've seen when Xhaka isn't there at times, Partey isn't there, Zinchenko isn't there. We all know, respectfully to Rob Holding, the gap in Rob Holding and Saliba in the defensive aspect and in terms of the team shape and going forward. Respectfully to Holding, he can't lace Saliba's boots. And as I said, it's not even a fact of him lacing Saliba's boots. There's just far too much of a drop-off. Obviously, Kyrgios ended the season kind of getting regular football for Arsenal last season, and maybe he wasn't ready. But I wonder if Arteta is looking back last season and thinks to himself, what if I played Kyrgios instead of Rob Holding sooner rather than later? West Ham allegedly cannot buy until Rice is sold. That's your business. Shouldn't have played hardball. Balogun apparently has an asking price of 50 million, as you can see here, people. Which is a madness. And as you know, the Baloguns, the Pepes, the Tavareses, the Lokongas, the Cedric Suarezes, they're all drawing interest. And I know, depending on what you read, Balogun obviously missed 2 sitters yesterday. Obviously, I think he did well in terms of working hard, but, he missed 2 sitters, which he could bag. There was one effort where there was about 3-4 better options for him, and he tried to shoot and ballooned it. Maybe needs to improve in that regards. He's drawing interest from all over Europe, but again, we haven't had any offers. And big up Balogun, because he got 22 goals in 39 appearances on loan last season. Allegedly, David Ornstein on Declan Rice said, "My understanding is everything on Rice is pretty much done and dusted. For Arsenal fans, there's nothing to be concerned about. The Gunners are committing a record fee of 100 million plus 5 million add-ons. Of course, they still need to get the agreement and payment structure, which got done, and the announcement can take time with a deal of this magnitude." Smash the like button and let me know your thoughts. There's a lot to work through on various sides of the deal, but to my knowledge, it's on track. They'll get the final stages done, and everyone will get this announcement they've all been waiting for in due course, people. So yeah, big him up with where that's concerned. Moving away from that, people, again, why Arsenal are signing calm and cool Timber and where he'll play. I mean, we all know he'll play right back and centre half and maybe even in midfield, but I don't think that's the case. He's come a long way from making his debut as an 18-year-old in 2020. He's obviously playing for his country and played for them at the World Cup. And I think Declan Rice is an exciting signing. I think he transforms our midfield. I'm intrigued to see how Mikel Arteta will work with Kai Havertz. And I think maybe because he's not playing in the Premier, I think Arsenal fans are underrating Timber. I think this is a real signing that gives direct competition to Saliba and Benjamin White at centre-back and right-back, respectively. And it gives us fantastic depth. And he obviously ties in with the dynamic of young players, etc., etc. We've seen this already, but apparently Arsenal players remain in the dark over Declan Rice and Timber. I'm sure you've seen Jurrien on social media, apparently an app called Residency. When asked about Rice and Timber, he said no idea. Now, maybe indirectly they know, but who knows? Now, apparently Beşiktaş are to make a 2.5 million euro bid, for Rob Holding, which, whatever you think about Holding, we spent 2 million on him. We're probably going to make less because 2.5 million euros, there's a bit of an exchange rate to consider. If Bolton did their due diligence when we signed Holding, they probably put a sell-on clause. Now, I think 10 million, anything from 7.5 to 10 million is fair value for Rob Holding, if I'm honest with you. You know, but for what it's worth, apparently David Ornstein said last night, Beşiktaş made a bid for him. Now, Turkey's a wonderful country. Football is almost like a religion over there. Beşiktaş is a big club with crazy fans. It'd be a good aspect for him to do. As we know, Holding's contract runs out in a year with the option of a further one, and he's still only 27. That should be rejected outright, really and truly. And apparently we've responded to that offer and we're set to reject it, as we should, really. You need to double that. You know, surely a couple of promoted sides in the Premier League could take Rob Holding. Apparently, you know, Moussa Diaby is actually subject to interest from the Middle East, but apparently he's agreed to join Aston Villa, according to Romano. I only mention him because he has been linked with Arsenal before, and it seems like Aston Villa are building an exciting project. Barcelona want to sign João Cancelo on a free loan and pay full of his wages. Apparently, his agent Mendes is trying to get that done, but Man City are not keen on that. I only mention him because we've been linked with Cancelo. Young defender at Arsenal who hasn't travelled to Germany, Omar Rekic. Apparently, the club want to loan him out, people, and he has interest from a championship team and a Spanish team. There's no clarity over that, but we'll have to see in that regards what exactly happens. Arteta spoke on Balogun. He said, Balogun, he's just staying here with us at the moment and we'll see what happens. Transfer plans, there's still lots of things to do. Things develop all the time in the last few things as well. We need to be really on it and alert. Big up Arteta. He sounds quite bullish in that regards, people. In relation to Lavia, Liverpool seem to be the front runners. Apparently, they're preparing to send an offer for the midfielder, and they're waiting to see if Jordan Henderson will actually accept to move to the Middle East. And apparently, he's had a meeting with Jurgen Klopp where he's actually been told by his manager that he will get reduced minutes next season. Apparently, he's held talks with Klopp and wants to play for Liverpool. Apparently, there won't be any problems for the two parties to find an agreement. We already know Southampton have acted in many years as a feeder club for Liverpool, really and truly. I mean, you did hear reports that Arsenal, United, Liverpool and Chelsea all have an interest in Lavia, but there's all a reluctance to meet the £50 million valuation. And Caicedo seems to be moving closer to a Chelsea move. So Caicedo might be off the list. Well, is off the list. Lavia might be going off the list. I wonder where Arsenal's other midfield targets are, because I don't want to read too much into the Nuremberg game, and I'm keen to see what Kai Havertz, Rice and Odegaard could do in the midfield trio, among other denominations. But I don't think personally we can let Partey go. I think it has to be Rice, Partey and Odegaard, and I think we need another more... Not when I say physical, it don't mean just running around and clamping, but we need another kind of midfielder like a Declan Rice and Partey, or primarily what they bring to the team. But with that being said, it doesn't appear that there's anything new. Please turn on your notification bells, because I probably will go live at some point to speak Arsenal in the Nuremberg game and any other news that approaches. Check out the other videos, people, because there's a bunch of them. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit the like button. Most importantly, enjoy your week, what's left of it, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much for listening. One love.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like